3, 2. Welcome to race number 15 of 29 here in the 1991 throwbacks. And we are officially halfway through the season with Rusty Wallace still leading the charge, although Mark Martin chunked the points lead of Rusty Wallace by just a little bit after some supreme pitch strategy at Michigan. Alan Kulwicki, Dale Earnhardt, they are also still lurking in the shadows. And we have Elliott, Rudd, Richmond, Allison, Schrader, and Jeff Bodine all having differing levels of consistency throughout this season. However, consistency is out the window for this race. We are here for the official halfway point of the season. It's the Pepsi 400 at the Daytona International Speedway. This is always a good race. We'll see who is able to get the pole here at Daytona. We go through the qualifying and it looks like, yes, the pole speed is going to be 202.698 miles per hour. And that is done by Mark Martin, the man who has just done so well on super speedways over the years. And Mark Martin just continues to bring fast car after fast car after fast car to these super speedways. And tell you what, since the late 80s, the Fords have just continued to be so fast at the big tracks. So your top 10 starting lineup is going to look like this. Mark Martin on pole, Bill Elliott in second. Those two drivers, no stranger to super speedway success. We have Morgan Shepherd in third, Tim Richmond in fourth, Ken Schrader in 5th, Sterling Marlin 6th, Harry Gant 7th, Ricky Rudd will roll off 8th. We have Jeff Bodine will roll off in the 9th position, and Ernie Irvin will roll off 10th. Some other notables here, Alan Kulwicki 11th, Dale Earnhardt 12th, Rusty Wallace will roll off 14th, and Davey Allison is stuck way back here. Let's see here. He's going to be starting from the 23rd position. So really no fun. Do apologize about that. There's the command for today's race. Cars are firing up here on the back stretch of the Daytona International Speedway. 42 cars are lining up for today's event. This is, of course, a shorter event than the Daytona 500. Usually when we have two events at a track in a season, they are both 500 miles. That is not the case for this race. We have a 500-miler to kick off the season, the Daytona 500. And then you have the 400-miler. And that's what we have today. Pace car jumps down off the track, going into pit road. There he goes. Cars are lining up 2 by 2 as they come to the line, and the green flag is back out here from the Daytona International Speedway. And it doesn't look like Mark Martin or Bill Elliott necessarily got a good jump. Morgan Shepherd looked like he was going to try to make it 3 wide going into turn number 1. No dice. And maybe he is still looking to make it 3 wide here. It does not look like that outside lane there with Tim Richmond got any sort of a run as the cars go flying by. Here on the back straightaway. Such a good shot there. Great job by the camera crew here on lap number 1. As it looks like Mark Martin, he's going to pull out to a lead here early on. And it looks like Morgan Shepherd, here he goes. Shepherd wants the lead already. We knew that he was going to go for it. Lap number 1 is going to go to Martin, but Morgan Shepherd, he is coming quick here down on the inside lane. And there he goes. He's going to take the lead going off into turn number 1. Now, from the start of the race, it looked like that Morgan Shepherd was going to have a bad, fast car, and it looks like, yet again, he might have it, but here comes Ken Schrader You got to consider he was on that hot streak where he won 3 out of 4 races. He could very well make it 4 out of 6 today. He's definitely one of the favorites here for Daytona. No question, but now we have 2 more Fords here coming down on the bottom. Jeff Bodine, Alan Kulwicki. Bodine's had a little bit of a skid lately. Alan Kulwicki's just trying to hang in there in points. He's still there within 100 points of the 2 leaders. Gotta figure Kulwicki trying to defend his championship right now. And it looks like he might go straight to the lead here with a power move down to the inside. What a move by Kulwicki. Yeah, that was a fantastic move there by the number 7. That should get him the lead. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and take it. Kulwicki's not necessarily been on a rough stretch, but he has gone on a little bit of a winless drought. Of course, he had 2 wins in the most Alan Kulwicki fashion earlier on in this season at Atlanta and Darlington. Atlanta only leading 1 lap. That's all you need to win. And there goes Ken Schrader back to the lead. And it always seems like it's either going to be one of those Hendrick cars or Mark Martin that always ends up seeming to be the fastest. We haven't seen that 25 car up front. But Ken Schrader, he got past there, but he quickly got back around Alan Kulwicki. And now Ken Schrader is once again leading the race. He's led more laps this season than any other driver so far. That might come as a surprise to some people, but man, he's been doing phenomenally at the big tracks. I gotta say, Michigan is the only track that he's unloaded at so far, and he hasn't been fast right out of the gate. Meanwhile, Jimmy Spencer looks like he got a good run there down low. He's going to try to take the lead away from Ken Schrader here. It depends on how good of a run Schrader ends up getting here down the back straightaway, and it looks like the Waltrip brothers here down low. Michael Waltrip leading Darrell Waltrip there. And it looks like they're going to push Jimmy Spencer here to the lead. There you go. Jimmy Spencer now the leader of this race. And Michael Waltrip, he's trying to find a way around. You know, he's fighting for his first career win. Looks like Spencer's still being able to keep him back. No, they're going to go 3 wide into turn number 1. And Michael Waltrip is going to lead the race now. So Michael Waltrip, going to have to make this distinction because his older brother Darrell is right behind him. The 3-time champion of the sport, 81, 82, 85. Waltrip trying to block. Michael Waltrip trying to block. Didn't exactly work. He'll lead the lap, but here comes Darrell. And now you have these 2 really good. Both of these guys have been doing great jobs in the number 19 and 20. They're in twin numbers. And they are both really young and look to be really up-and-coming stars here in the sport. Chad Little and Rob Moroso. These guys are pushing each other. And it seems like these guys have been in a mid-pack rivalry. Of course, Chad Little had an issue earlier on in the season where he ended up actually missing a race. And so that was an issue for Chad Little, unfortunately, where he ended up missing that race. However, he's going to end up leading a lap here, and Rob Moroso might be denied a lap lead because Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd and Sterling Marlin. That's a very big freight train of 4 different manufacturers here. Yeah, we're just missing a Chevrolet. Oldsmobile, Buick, Pontiac, and Ford all represented there. Only Chevrolet in sight is that number 17. He's up on the high lane. And there you go. The 2-time Daytona 500 winner, Rusty Wallace, now goes to the front. So Rusty Wallace, he doesn't like the big tracks, but man, I'll tell you what, he knows how to get the job done here at Daytona. Rudd dives down to the inside. Here comes Ricky Rudd. Another driver trying to get out of a little bit of a funk that he's been in. And it looks like Rudd's going to take charge here. So Ricky Rudd's now the leader of this race. Sterling Marlin going for second. And that 22 car is fast again. Take a look at the fastest lap so far. Right now, leading the charge, it's Rick Mast on the number 8, 199.889 miles an hour. In second, you have the number 68. That's going to be Bobby Hamilton. And third is going to be the number 55 of Ted Musgrave. Two rookies. Second and third right now on the fastest lap charts. We take a look here back. Ted Musgrave right now is in 32nd and Bobby Hamilton's in 34th. So they're a little bit further back. Yeah, but sometimes that's all you need in order to have the fastest lap. Looks like the pack caught back with Sterling Marlin and Ricky Rudd, and now Neil Bonnet, he's going to try to challenge for the lead. Neil Bonnet's just trying to have a really good send-off season, and it's been up and down, to say the least, for him. He's got 4 top 10s this season, which is pretty good for his car, but he's also had some really atrocious mid-pack runs as well, so he's just trying to get a little bit more consistency going on in that number 21 machine. Meanwhile, Davey Allison has been driving like a man on fire recently. It's been checkers or wreckers for him. I mean, you want to talk about this recent stretch that he's either been in the top 5 or out of the race. We're talking 5th, 27th, 4th, 41st, 5th, 4th, 40th, 2nd, 3rd. That's the stretch that Davey Allison has been on. Again, either up front or in the back. So Allison takes a lap lead, and now it looks like Michael Waltrip's going to go back to the lead. Tim Richmond, Brett Bodine, Jimmy Spencer, all right there. Waltrip's not going to lead this lap, however. He's definitely not going to add to his lap lead count, because now Tim Richmond's going to the point, and he's probably going to take off for a little bit. I don't know. Brett Bodine looks pretty strong in that 75 car. Remember, he almost won the Daytona 500 in 1989 before his brother ended up stealing it away from him. Three wide there. And here comes Jimmy Spencer down low. Davey Allison not losing a lot of positions. He's able to tuck right back down in line right in front of Wally Dolan back there in the 90. Rusty Wallace, he's now on the bottom, and now look at this. Look at the horsepower here provided by the Yates engine in the number 28. Oh boy, Davey Allison's right there. He's right on the back of Rusty Wallace. Yeah, he's going back for the lead. We've had a surprising lack of our pole sitter, Mark Martin, here towards the front. You figured that this would be a good points day for him. Now, Davey Allison, I think he might be able to camp out in front here for a little bit. I mean, not taking anything away from Wally Dellenbeck, Rob Moroso, or Larry Pearson, but obviously those 3 cars have nothing on the number 28 Roush, the number 28 Yates engine there. They're obviously got nothing on him, so Allison's probably going to be able to hang out in front here for another few laps before the drivers end up coming knocking here. And here they come. Alan Kulwicki, Morgan Shepherd, Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, Phil Parsons. They're all coming. And here comes Alan Kulwicki right now. Speaking of fastest drivers, remember when we said that Ted Musgrave was further back in the pack? Oh, and Bobby Hamilton for that matter. They were all back behind 30th. Well, here they are now. They are coming to the front. Well, they clearly got fast cars, and that's all you need here at Daytona is a really, really fast car. Speaking of really, really fast cars, number 6, Mark Martin now tops the speed charts at over 200.4 miles an hour. So Martin really doing well here. Here we go. Mark Martin, he drops down to the inside of Terry Labonte. We'll see if he's able to make the move. Looks like if anything, that's just going to kill the momentum. And now Mickey Gibbs is able to get underneath Mark Martin here. And this freight train here of Mickey Gibbs, Ted Musgrave, Bobby Hamilton, Neil Bonnet, Harry Gant, Lake Speed, they're all there down on the bottom. They're just going to gang up on Mark Martin here and let him go by. So Martin's not even going to taste the front of the pack. And neither is Mickey Gibbs because Musgrave just sent him right out of the way. I'll tell you what, these two rookies here down on the bottom, Bobby Hamilton, Ted Musgrave, they are absolutely hell-bent on getting to the front of this track. They're working really well together, too. Look at this. Musgrave, Hamilton, and company here down on the bottom. They're going to be able to get second. They might even be able to get to the lead here with Alan Kulwicki coming to the line. Let's see how much of a run he's going to get here. He gets blocked. And Hamilton wants to push through. Bonnet also wants to push through. He's looking. There we go. Hamilton to the bottom. Mark Martin was able to pull in front of Lake Speed there. Mickey Gibbs trying to merge in front of Sterling Marlin. That didn't work. Bobby Hamilton, he's trying to take the lead. It looks like that Alan Kulwicki's getting into the wall a little bit. All good, however. Oh boy, more contact there as Bobby Hamilton's trying to merge in front of Alan Kulwicki. And Neil Bonnet's now at the point. Martin's looking. Man, we got a lot of Oldsmobiles here towards the front. And now Mark Martin. Where did Derek Cope come out of? Seems like Derek Cope just came out of absolutely nowhere. He just shot out of a cannon with that number 10 car. Absolutely shot out of a cannon. Now Ernie Irvin wants to try to find a way. Darrell Waltrip's right there. Sterling Marlin, Kyle Petty, Dale Earnhardt. And those are some more familiar super speedway names at the very least. And they are still going 3 wide. Neil Bonnet is just trying to hang on there in that Wood Brothers machine. And look at this, cut down by Irvin right in front of Darrell Waltrip, and that's going to get him the lead here coming down the back straightaway. Yeah, that's great. That just got him the lead. Sterling Marlin, he's looking now. Mark Martin's going to go to 4th. And now Darrell Waltrip, he's going for the lead. Dives down to the inside of Irvin. And it looks like he's going to get it. Waltrip now to the lead. Gant's still right there. Looking Brett Bodine there in the 75. He's a little bit further back, but he's there. Darrell Waltrip trying desperately to pull away from Irvin here. It's just not working. Irvin, he goes down low. He's looking, trying to find a way around the 17. Not going to happen this time around. Now here comes the 5 to the bottom. Ken Schrader now shooting out of a cannon. Good lord. Wow, Schrader really found a line there. And now Chevrolets are starting to find their way towards the front. 4 out of the top 5, all Chevrolets. Lone outlier is that Oldsmobile there, number 33 Harry Gant. Meanwhile, it's still 3 wide back there. Darrell Waltrip and his pseudo teammate there, Ken Schrader. They're at the point. Earnhardt's looking for a way around, though. And there goes Earnhardt. He's going to go down to the bottom. It's about time that Earnhardt showed up. It's not a super speedway race without Earnhardt and Bill Elliott showing up at the front. It looked like Earnhardt had great momentum, but I think Schrader killed it going down the back straightaway. And you could see Earnhardt trying to get ahead of that 5 car. But those guys on the top lane, they are fast. And there we go, Dale Earnhardt to the point. But is he able to hold on? Alan Kulwicki's right there. Are they trying to make a move on the outside there, or what's going on? I think we're going to have some cars coming down pit road. Earnhardt may be the only taker here. Only others are going to end up being Rick Mast and Tim Richmond. And we also have Eddie Bierschwell in the 52. He's going to be a taker. Darrell Waltrip. This puts Darrell Waltrip way ahead of everyone else. So very few takers on that lap around. So that's going to really hurt Dale Earnhardt. Meanwhile, we've got a strong battle here for the second position. Here we go. Ken Schrader dives down to the bottom of Alan Kulwicki anyways. We'll see who the takers are for pit road this time around. If I was Darrell Waltrip, I'd go into pit road right now, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Half the field's going down pit road now. And that's going to keep Alan Kulwicki. Well, Alan Kulwicki's now your leader. Let's see Eddie Bierschwell trying to come back onto the track. Kulwicki's just trying to keep Irvin in front of him here as we head towards pit stops. And it'll be this cycle of pit stops, but hey, we got a couple of people that are wanting to stay out. Ricky Rudd's now going to lead this lap. And now we have 2 Buicks in the top 3. Ricky Rudd there in the lead. Hutch Strickland in third in that number 12 Buick. So Ricky Rudd, he had a fantastic short track stretch, but he's been a little iffy on the bigger tracks. And here comes Rudd. They're going to all come down pit road now. Big question is, where are the leaders? Well, here are the leaders. So there's Darrell Waltrip. Of course, Wally Dullenbach is right with these guys, but it looks like Rick Mast, Dale Earnhardt, Darrell Waltrip are going to go right around here. So Darrell Waltrip now leading the charge here at Daytona. Dale Earnhardt second, Rick Mast third, Wally Dallenbach fourth. Phil Parsons, I believe, will be fifth. We'll just have to see what timing and scoring ends up saying here. He will be. Here we go, Dale Earnhardt. He makes a move here underneath Darrell Waltrip. And it looks like they're going to be side by side here going down the back straightaway. That should be advantage Earnhardt here going into turn 3. And it indeed is. So Earnhardt, after a pretty dismal 1990s campaign, he's trying to come back and have a good season. And I'll tell you what, Earnhardt's been having a real good season so far. 4th in points. He'd obviously like to be better than 4th. So maybe Earnhardt's pitch strategy kind of worked out because he's... Maybe he knew something that we didn't, because here he is. He is in the 2nd position now. That ended up gaining him the lead. So clearly he knows more about Daytona pitch strategy than we do. Yeah, apparently step 1 is to pit without a drafting buddy. That's apparently step 1. Pit without a drafting buddy. And step 2 is just have a great pit crew, and that is something that Dale Earnhardt really does have. He has a phenomenal crew behind him with that number 3 car. They do a great job every single week, it seems, getting that 3 car out of the pit road in a timely order and getting these guys out into the track in a much better position than they were before the pit stops. It just seems to be something that Dale Earnhardt's able to just do. That 3 team just seems to be able to do well, and that's what ends up winning you championships. Get yourself a good pit crew under you. Anyways, 10 laps to go here in the Pepsi 400. Darrell Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt are battling each other for the lead. That is what you're seeing here. In 3rd place, we have Rick Mast in the 8th car, and here is the battle for 4th that you're seeing here. That's going to be between Davey Allison, Phil Parsons, Sterling Marlin, Wally Dallenbach going for his career best finish, and Chad Little. Meanwhile, we have a pack a little bit further back, and that involves Brett Bodine, Tim Richmond, Ricky Rudd, Harry Gant, Terry Labonte, Greg Sachs, Derek Cope, and a few others. And you can see another pack here that's right behind them, and that's going to involve Late Speed, Michael Waltrip, Rusty Wallace, Ted Musgrave, Ernie Irvin, Alan Kulwicki. Question is, where's the points leader? And there he is, Mark Martin, points leader. He's in the 34th position right now, if you can believe that. So Mark Martin's set to have a dismal points day, being in the 33rd position, rather. So it's not looking good for him. Rusty Wallace right now, he's in the 17th position. It ain't looking good for him either. Alan Kulwicki, he's in the 23rd position. So who's set to have the best points day right now? The man who was sitting 4th in points, Dale Earnhardt, right now in the 2nd position, just cruising right behind Darrell Waltrip. And really here the question is, when is Earnhardt going to make his move? Will Earnhardt make the move? Well, of course Earnhardt's going to make the move. We already saw it earlier. He was timing it earlier. So I think Earnhardt's going to be more than happy to just sit back here and push the 17, push the 17, push the 17, try to stay as far ahead of that pack behind him as possible. And then he's going to make a move on him on the last lap. That's what I imagine is going to be the strategy here for Dale Earnhardt. He's just going to sit right on the back of the 17 car, and he's going to push him. Meanwhile, it looks like that strategy is probably going to work, because they are actually pulling away from this 2nd pack here, who's not really working together. No, they're not working together, and they're going to be slower, and they also have some slower cars to deal with here too. So they keep on battling like this. I don't think that they can catch Dale Earnhardt or Darrell Waltrip here. It's going to be a two-man show up at the front. And again, you have Pack C here, and that's this entire pack, which now looks like is going to be led by Rusty Wallace, and that's going to be in the 11th position. So Rusty Wallace set to gain a ton of points here, considering that Mark Martin is he's just trying to get into the top 30, and I don't even think he's going to be able to do that. And Alan Kulwicki, he's stuck. So Rusty Wallace could be set to have a phenomenal points day today. But of course, Dale Earnhardt, of course, he's set to have the best one. Daytona is always a wild card, and the wild card did not choose Mark Martin to win the race today. No, 31st, and that's going to be by far his worst finish this season. Mark Martin has actually not finished worse than 16th in any race coming into this one. And another driver that's been ungodly consistent is Bill Elliott. Other than one race, he hasn't finished worse than 11th, and here he is in the 38th position. So Elliott also set to have just an awful, awful day. That's just how Daytona is. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. Today, it has not gone the points leader's way. It's been the Dale Earnhardt show, no doubt about it. This should move Dale Earnhardt into second in points. I would not be surprised. Pretty sure this race will move Dale Earnhardt into second in points. Considering Alan Kulwicki, he's stuck in 30th. I mean, Mark Martin, the best he's going to finish is 31st. I don't know what... Yeah, I mean, Alan Kulwicki, he is stuck in the 30th position. He's not going to gain anything there. He might actually lose. So Earnhardt, he's probably going to be second in points at the end of this race. If he can cap this off with a win, that would be great, but yeah, that second pack, they're not coming. So it's entirely going to be between Dale Earnhardt and Darrell Waltrip here. Question's going to be, will Earnhardt make his move? I don't know if Earnhardt's fast enough. I think he's going to sit right here. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We will see what he does. It's really hard to get that momentum when it's only one car. So Earnhardt might have been able to get around him earlier. I don't know if he's going to be able to get around him this time. Lap traffic is non-existent. Richard Petty's on the back straightaway. He's the next car between these two. And that's... Yeah, they're not going to catch him. You can see the stretch, the entire back straightaway is bare as they come down onto it. So it's entirely going to be between Waltrip and Earnhardt here. So they come, they're going to take the white flag. They come off of turn 4 here. Is this going to be Darrell Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt, or are they going to both wreck and someone else ends up taking the win? White flag, 1 lap to go. Who's going to get it? It's like Davey Allison's probably going to be able to get third there in that previous pack, so that's going to be yet another top 5 for Davey Allison this season without a win. And it's gonna really start sticking here for Davey Allison and that crew. The fact that they've just been unable to get the win. And I don't think that Earnhardt's going to be able to have the momentum to make a move here. I think he's just going to be stuck behind the 17. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make the move. Waltrip comes off of turn 4. He pulls the block. And that's going to be it. Darrell Waltrip is going to win the Pepsi 400. And that's going to be huge. So huge championship implications here at Daytona. Mark Martin is going to end up finishing in the 31st position. Alan Kulwicki ending up in the 33rd position. And that's just going to be it. I mean, that's going to change the entire point standings. Rusty Wallace capitalizes almost fully and finishes in the 11th position. I mean, he could have gotten as high as 8th, but Rusty Wallace just about maximized the points he could have possibly gotten there. So we take a look at the point standings, and yeah, indeed, that will throw Dale Earnhardt into 2nd position in the points. Darrell Waltrip, he picked up his first win of the season, and what has been not a very good 1991 campaign to say the least. Hopefully that win will give at least a little bit of momentum to that Darrell Waltrip team. And Mark Martin will fall down to 3rd in the standings, and that was just a dismal race. Alan Kulwicki, he falls way down to 4th. Davey Allison, he rocketed up the standings. He's all the way up to 5th after that race. So the point standings continue to be very, very dynamic to say the least. Well, that'll be it here from Daytona. Next race will be the AC Spark Plug 500 at the Pocono Raceway. We will see you then.